Dave Chappelle, though, he's not a movie star. You know what I mean? He's strictly a stand-up comedian, so he has a lot more leeway. But I don't know if you know like what happened recently with all of his Netflix specials and all this drama that was going on. You know
what happened? No.
So he makes jokes about everybody, every race, every lifestyle, everything.
Yes.
No filter.
Yep. So he's the GOAT.
Which
he doesn't hold his tongue.
That's right. And I love it. I don't listen, I have this thing where I'm like, if I watch comedians, I think everything should be off limits, or not off limits, on limits.
You know what it is? I think it's a lot of people are so sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you just got to take it for what it is. It's a joke. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's why, like, I remember this one thing that was really funny. So, Joan Rivers, God rest her soul, she was making these jokes about, I can't remember, if somebody, like, who, like, didn't have an arm or something like that. And she was doing stand-up comedy. And there was a comedian, or not a comedian, an audience member that heckled her for the joke.
Hecklers, yep.
And I thought it was really dumb, and everyone was booing the heckler. But then Joan Rivers called him out, and he was like, stand up, like, I'm going to say something to you right now. And he was like, how can I be ableist when I literally for years dated a man with one leg? She really did. And she, she was like, don't ever call me an ableist because, you got to be able to find, like, the silver lining in anything, you know what I mean? And I think her point is that there's a difference between joking at someone's expense,
right,
versus just umbrella.
Because
you know what I mean?
She's like living through that experience.
Yeah,
right? Like, she's married or dated. You said
she was married, right? But her husband, committed suicide.
Oh, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? She's someone that's like had that firsthand experience with someone who was actually like lost a limb. You know what I mean? So I feel like of course, like, she knows like how to be sensitive and like be funny about it at the same time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just a lot of people these days are so sensitive. I saw something recently. A guy was like wearing like a poncho and like a sombrero, and he walked around a college campus.
Oh, I know.
And he was asking people like, "What do you think about my outfit?" He asked like a black person, an Asian person, a white person. Everyone was like, "I don't think that's right. I think you're like culturally like appropriating like like the Hispanic community. Like, what are you doing?" And then it shows him going up to the Hispanic community, like 5-6 people, and they're like, "No, we love it.
We think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, we think it's cool. Yeah." So it just goes to show you, like, I just think people just kind of want a reason to fight nowadays. It's so stupid, but like, I don't know where that comes from.
I think it's because there's a word for this. SJWs. You know what that is?
Social justice warriors.
Social justice warriors. Or Karens, as a lot of people call them.
Yep.
So Karens and Kens. I guess that's what they call them.
Oh, is that what the
Karens and Kens?
Is that what a Ken is?
I feel bad with anybody with those names. But I don't know. I think people just nowadays, they want an excuse to get mad at anything. So, for example, Dave Chappelle makes all kinds of jokes. We both know really well because we love him, right?
Right.
People staged a walkout. Employees at Netflix staged a walkout because he was making jokes about the LGBT community, right? And they literally were so offended by it that they walked out of their job in protest of his special.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then they're like, oh, you should be able to joke about other things and blah, 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 blah. But Dave Chappelle never, ever, and most comedians, I don't know, there might be some KKK comedians that make really, really, jokes that, what I mean? Like in a real way. But no, like, I think it really depends on where you're coming from. You know what I mean? And the thing is Dave Chappelle, he doesn't target only LGBT people. He doesn't target only whatever class of people.
He targets everyone.
He targets black people, white people, Hispanic people, gay people, straight people. He targets everybody. Yep. It's none of it's done out of hate. So I think, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, it's about the narrative that you're presenting to the whole world. And I was like,
but there's no narrative because it's a joke.
Yeah, you guys
are making it a narrative.
You know what I mean? The world is boring if you can't joke about anything. Yep. You know what I mean? Like,
but the thing is, like, I feel like a lot of that is taking place in like Western countries, like America, maybe the UK. I'm not sure. That's
true.
And that honestly is like one of the reasons why I kind of don't want to go back to America as well, just because culturally it's so different now than when it was like what it was when we were growing up in America. It's just like I feel like I would have to hold my tongue like so hard if I went back to America.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I just wouldn't be able to say anything
Forget about it.
because I don't want to offend anyone, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, I think comedy should be left for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly that, comedy.